need me to tell you the higher the better. So make your selections count. Boy, we've just gotten started here, and already these guys have been handed a really difficult decision to make. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches, or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker type? And this team does have a lot of needs, but this guy is a legitimate star, and he'll make everyone around him better. The Panthers have been represented once already in this draft. Is a second about to come off here? In these middle rounds, you have to start asking yourself, do you settle for what's available now, or do you try and push your luck? These are the rounds you love to see. Some big names. I'm not sure that this selection is going to provide a huge punch, but he's at least a guy that does have some upside. And these guys are going to get themselves a great player here, whether it's A, B, or C. Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get... And that's a pick that'll solve a lot of problems out there. He'll fit in nicely. Till we're straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight. A bit of a dilemma with this threesome. Which side of the ball do you turn your focus to here? Yeah, here's a spot where the fan base would be clamoring for a skill player. But do you listen to him or go after someone who can help you up front? Options here on both sides of the football. It's pretty much of a coin flip if you ask me. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party. Still a few holes on this roster and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. Nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moon. After the draft's complete, check out the draft summary screen. This will give you a run. And with that, you've just wrapped up putting together your very first. So there you go. You've wrapped up your first draft. From where I sit, it looks like a pretty good squad. But now it's time to prove it. Take a moment to modify your lineup if you'd like, or if you're ready to roll, feel free to jump right into game number one. You know we're straight out of that dirty south, dirty roads. Nobody got no money. Got them signed up, pickup trucks, whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long. Bonfire on the back 40 in the middle of nowhere. Nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight. Straight out of moon. Boy, we've just gotten started here, and already these guys have been handed a really well, not too tough to see into the thought process of that pick. Tough call here. Do you try and get tougher up front or get yourself a player in what we call a skill position? Yeah, I think with that pick, you're just looking to build up your core. Get some guys in here that can help round out the roster. So we invited everybody. The made, they're way too strong. But ain't nobody. These middle rounds are where your decisions can really impact your team. Because if you pass on certain positions, there's no guarantee you're going to see them again. Yeah, that's the kind of guy who can elevate that entire unit. He's a very talented addition. I'll tell you right now, you won't go wrong adding any of these guys to your team. What to do here? Build up the interior of your line or get that skill player to add another weapon? There's people here that I just met, but we're acting like we go back. 2 words here. Difference maker. That's what that pick right there is. We ain't done yet. Trying our best to make finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you gotta be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Boy, a tough choice here, but one that any organization would love to have. How do you go wrong with these three guys? It's the age-old question on draft day. And I think that pick comes to the surprise of nobody. You had to figure they leaned that way if a player from that team became available. And now's where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too late. And now, which side of the football will they address here? Some interesting options either way. Come back down. We don't think, we don't plan, we stay as long as we can. As long as we can. So that's the process of putting your team together. From here, you can either take a moment to modify your lineup or, heck, head right out onto the field to see how you do. Tonight for whatever feels right. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. One day we'll look back, just shaking our heads. But right now we're too fast to slow down, just slow down, just yet. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. Just acting our age. Just acting our age.
Hello, my name is Kamal. I am from the clouds. I'm a human now, but I used to be a raindrop. Word up, I'm really good at putting words up. I make them levitate and circle with the birds. I don't need to force it, I let it occur. Whatever occurs, thank you. Feel like I was touched by an angel. Once again, a whole nother angle. I got a lot of holes in my angle. I got a lot of love and a whole lot of ignorance, and that's a good thing if you want to relate. I'm just trying 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 to relate. Presence, now, presence, come out, come out, come out, come out. It's come out like a power with an M. I get you down like gravity, rackety rappers and raps rapidly follow the rapid into the rapid to being rapping and rattling, rattle riddles and rivets into the sky. I'm a rebel, feeling riveting, rhythmically right, and vigorous, spinning right to the rhythm, whittle the side eye. I am the killer in the grasses. I am the kid in the corner with the glasses. I am the specter, you should respect her. I don't expect the special, ain't special. I don't expect nothing. I'm just really glad I can say something. That's a blessing. Ain't no stress affecting my presence. But sometimes the pressure keep pressing. Worst keeps my impression impressed. That's the way to relate. I'm just trying 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 to relate. From the presence now. Presence, come out. Come out.
DJ Fresh. Now I've been in New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, AATLMIA, DMV, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,
New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,
I got some out in Dallas, now I'm smelling like LA. Met a from Miami to the Machiavelli. Left the kids on the belly, left the vid on my celly. She ate like spaghetti, I'm hitting gas and Dreddy. Met some killers in Memphis, like they from Oakland. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses, literally I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sun, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. Hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare.
Now I've been to New York,
come on,
Texas,
yeah,
Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-D-M-V. All reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California,
California, no place like California.
fresh off a flight to Boston. Got a BZ in Maryland that I pipe too often. Headed right to Austin, most likely flossing. Tight, exhausted, high as a forklift. Handful of goons out in Colorado. Any given afternoon, you can catch a hollow. Honestly, it's the same out in Richmond, Virginia or California. Either state, you can get it. I done seen everywhere from Russia to Delaware. Trust me, I'm well aware. Barcelona to Bel Air, Petty to the Detroit. Don't tell him he saw how heavily he balls. Every project, every seashore. And I ain't content trying to see more nomadic. I probably wind up alone. All it takes is a melody to remind me of home.
Now I've been to New York,
come on,
Texas,
yeah,
Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-D-M-V. All reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California,
California, no place like California.